Now we're ready to make our main course. Beautiful roasted tomato and eggplant Napoleons. I love this dish. I love eggplant. You know, most people think of eggplant for eggplant parmesan. And while of course that's a great dish, I cook with eggplant all year long. They're very readily available in the stores. And this method of cooking the eggplant is fabulous because you can use the eggplant roasted, as I'm going to show you, for sandwiches, for toppings on pizzas, just cold out of the refrigerator. It's delicious. So we have our eggplant and I'm slicing it into rounds of 1/2 inch in thickness. And I'm going to just lay them again on a parchment lined baking sheet in a single layer because you want them to brown nicely on each side. I'm going to drizzle the olive oil. And remember that eggplant soaks up whatever you put on it because it's very spongy. So you want to be generous with the olive oil. And remember, you're going to be able to go to the website and download these recipes with the exact proportions. And then a bit of salt. And some pepper. And this dish is, again, so beautiful to look at. And now I have some chopped garlic, and I'm just gonna put it around on the pan. Just, again, it's going to brown up in the oven, and it's going to infuse the eggplant with its flavor. Now, the other component to this roasted tomato and eggplant Napoleon is the tomato. You do the exact same process with the tomatoes. They take a little longer in the oven, so I've already got mine started. But I just took my tomatoes, sliced them up in a 1/2 inch thickness, laid them on the parchment paper, put the olive oil, salt, pepper, and garlic, and put them in the oven. And now I'm ready to have these eggplants join the tomatoes in the oven. And these are gonna roast for about 30 minutes until they just get a nice golden color. And the tomatoes are gonna take about 45 minutes. Switch those up. Perfect. Now the other great thing about this dish is that it is definitely even better made in advance. So I have already roasted some. I did these yesterday. Just laid them on a plate after they came out of the oven and cooled, covered them, put them in the refrigerator, took them out, and they're at room temperature. This dish should definitely be served at room temperature. So by all means, roast them in advance, pop them in the refrigerator overnight, and just make sure you take them out for a few hours prior to plating. And now I want to show you how to finish this dish. Fresh mozzarella. Again, just going to cut this into about a 1/2 inch thickness. And this is really using seasonal ingredients at its best, because when you use seasonal ingredients, your preparation methods should be simple because they're delicious, they're flavorful, it's peak time to use the ingredients. And that's really something to keep in mind. When you have a good summer tomato, oh my goodness, so delicious. So we're going to start the plating process by just taking a piece of the eggplant, laying it down in the center of the plate. Take a piece of the tomato. Now they're a little bit fragile from the roasting process, and you can see what I mean by the golden color, that it kind of comes on the edges from the juices of the tomato and the salt. When you roast them in the oven, it comes together and it caramelizes. Like that. I'm going to take a piece of our mozzarella, and then we're going to do it all over again. Another layer. Mozzarella, and then we're going to top it all off with a piece of fresh basil. Look at how beautiful that is. And then to finish the plate and just give it that look that you're in a restaurant, I'm going to drizzle a little bit of a red pepper oil around the plate. Look at that color. A gorgeous way to finish the dish. And you can access the recipe for this red pepper puree right from the website. A beautiful, beautiful entree.